Good morning, guys. So it is Monday, and I just wanted to do a quick video on how I am preparing for our 2022-2023 homeschool year. So we actually will be starting school early this year. We typically start in August, but I wanted to give enough time to get some school in before the baby comes. We typically always take Advent off, so around the time Advent starts, the baby should be here. So we had planned to really kind of take that time off anyway, but it gives us a little bit more flexibility in taking extra time off if needed. With Elijah, my husband took off about a month. I think he got about 4 weeks off from work to be able to kind of help us all adjust and just be here to support and help with the other kids. So we took about 4 weeks off of homeschooling. I know his last week of work, or I'm sorry, the first week back of work, he did like a 3-day week. So I started school on a Tuesday because he was here, and then I took over the rest of the week. So it was about a 3-week break, which by the third week, I was kind of like, okay, well, I'm kind of ready to like jump back into it. But this time is a little bit different. I have a 1-year-old now, and I'll have an infant, and then I have my 4-year-old and my 8-year-old, and I just don't know what this season is going to look like. So I want to just give myself the time if I need it. If not, that's great too. We can jump right back in whenever we feel like it, or take more breaks throughout the year, which is also really, really nice. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to show you how I am preparing our the curriculum that we're using, the Kind Kingdom. I did talk about it a little bit in our I think it's like a day in the life video. I started to plan a little bit and I talked about it a little bit, but I kind of want to show you how I have started to like organize myself basically, because there are a lot of books that we're going to be reading, and I don't want to purchase all of them because it can get very expensive. So this is kind of like what I'm doing to get ready for the school year. So first off, I'm using my notebook. This is from Carmen's shop beneath her mantle. Right now, she's not making the notebook. She just has like PDF versions where you can print them and make them yourself. Right now, I'm actually printing her planner. She made a new planner, and I realized that between my notebook, the planner that I purchased from like Walmart, it kind of wasn't enough for me. So I'm printing that planner. I'll show it to you when I'm done. But I kind of went ahead and started a, like, not a schedule, because I don't like to say schedule. It's kind of just like a rhythm of like what our day would potentially look like, because I am also planning our day around a baby who naps. So it's a lot. It's a lot in here. But I do have from the time the children wake up until bedtime, essentially, because I want our days to look a little bit different. There are a few things that I want to add into our days that are going to take up some time, but I do want our days to overall be just slightly different than what they have been. I need to get into the habit of training myself to stick to a schedule. I do have a rule of life. I don't know if you guys have read the book A Mother's Rule of Life, but she talks about having kind of like a schedule, something to really stick to and kind of hold yourself to. It just helps keep the stress levels down. And honestly, it really does. As exhausted as I was, it does help keep stress levels down, because you know what's going to happen. Not what's going to happen, but you know what you're supposed to be doing in that day, and it's going to get done. So anyways, so I have, from the time the kids wake up, we have morning hygiene, morning chores, Bible time. Then I have Elijah's nap, and then what we'll be doing during his nap time from the time that, and then the time that he wakes up. So that is on here. And then I have a list of field trips that are like conducive with what we're learning in the month-to-month time frame. And that's about it for that. So I recommend just kind of going over in your head kind of like what, and it can change. This is not set in stone, but what you want your school days to look like. If there are a few things, and I don't say like a whole bunch of things, but like if there are a few things that you really want to focus on in the school year, I have just two things that I really would like to focus on doing daily. So the first thing is a family rosary, and I don't know if that's going to necessarily include my husband or not. It could potentially, we could do like a Wednesday night and a Friday night where we include my husband. He's sometimes here in the morning, so if we are up early enough, he could fit a rosary in before work. So I have to kind of look at his schedule, look at our schedule, and see where that's going to happen. So the first is a family rosary, and the second is a family read aloud. So that's going to be something outside of school, something that kind of interests all of us. So the first book that we are going to start with, because it is a family favorite, well, my husband and I, is one of our favorites, but we're going to start with The Hobbit. And every night after dinner, after our nighttime chores, we are going to do 30 minutes of The Hobbit, whether that's an audiobook or one of us reading or whatever it is. If my husband reads, then I can knit while he's reading. So this is just kind of a way for all of us to wind down together. And I think that it's going to help the stress of bedtime, really, honestly. So that is the two things that I'm focusing on this year, incorporating as a family, not just a homeschool, but as a family. Another thing I have on here is a list of spelling words. I'm going through the first book, which is The Magician's Nephew, and I'm reading each chapter, and I'm kind of underlining words that might stand out to CJ that he has not yet heard. And what I plan to do with that, whether or not we do use them as actual spelling words or not, I kind of want him to get a little bit more comfortable using a dictionary. So I'm going to have him look those words up in the dictionary, and those are kind of like spelling words. We're still going to be using the vocab book that I purchased from Seton with the words. He gets a set of words each week, and those will be actual spelling words for him. But until then, because I don't think we're going to be using it until like 12 weeks into the school year, until then, I'm going to have him practice with a dictionary for a bit. Okay, so I went ahead and I started using, this is the planner that I purchased from Walmart that I'm going to be using for the children's records for like the school year. This, I just added the sticker. This is from Carmen's shop as well. But what I did was I printed out a year at a glance, basically 2022, 2023 school year, and I divided everything up into quarters. So we have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I have the first quarter set up and the second quarter set up. I have what could potentially be third and fourth quarter. But we don't know for sure yet because I have no idea when the baby's coming. But I went ahead and did that just for reference, so I know when we start, and then I know how much time I have up until, and I gave myself, the baby is due the 28th, so I gave myself about 2 weeks. Typically, my earliest baby was 36 weeks, which was CJ, but Mia was 37 and Elijah was 38. So I gave myself a good 2 weeks there where we will not have school. We'll finish hopefully the second quarter on the 7th of November. So I have that here for reference. And then I have our, let's see here. So here is our month at a glance. We have goals up here. So I did the family read aloud, the family rosary. The start date is July 11th. For the curriculum that we're using, the Peaceful Press, the Kind Kingdom, they already have each week listed out like what you are supposed to be doing aside from math because you add in your math. So what I'm going to be doing, instead of pre-planning each single lesson in here, each day I'm going to go through and write down what gets done. So for instance, if we do 2 pages of math, I'm going to write down math pages, yada, 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 yada. I'm going to keep it like that because when I pre-write down things, I feel the need to like check them off. And that's really not the point of homeschooling. So I'm going to write down what we complete as we complete it. If something needs to be done, I have a separate section in here that I will write down still needs to get done, and I'll highlight it, and we will either get to it by Friday because Friday's our free day, or if we have extra time throughout the week, we can get through it. But I am not focused on like just ticking off boxes. That's not my goal this year. My goal is to really enjoy the school year with my children. Sorry guys, I keep getting interrupted, but the goal of this school year is to just enjoy it with the kids. It's been very stressful the last couple of school years, just making sure that I'm getting things done and tests done and this done and that done, and it hasn't been as enjoyable. So that's my focus this year. So I'm going to write down in the kids, in this planner, which is specifically for the kids, what we've done that day. Because it's already broken down week by week. And then she gives you a list of readings and a list of supplies. So all I've done here is this. I don't want to write in this book because I'm going to be potentially using this multiple years. What I did was I went ahead and just printed off this that sheet for my reference. And then I have kind of like a chart up here to kind of let me know what books I've gotten from the library, what books I've purchased, what I have borrowed from friends, and then what we're going to be using on audiobook or Audible or LibriVox or Libby. I have like different apps on my phone that I use for audiobooks. A lot of them you can also find on YouTube. So that is very helpful. So I have them all color-coded as to what is what. And then the next thing on my list is to go through, because I order groceries once a week. I have a day where I do like my inventory of what I have in my pantry and my refrigerator. I write down what I need, and then I go ahead and I order through Walmart, and then I write down what I need from Costco. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down what I'm going to need in the kitchen, because they have crafts and then kitchen and then schoolroom. I'm going to go through and write down week 1, week 3, week 4 for the month, what I need and when I need to order it. So that way I'm not ordering everything all at once, because there's a lot of things on here that that will go bad. So for instance, like apples, we need, milk, which we get every week anyway, but flour, things of that sort that I want to make sure stay good that week so we can use them for whatever they're required for. So that is what I'm working on this week, along with finishing pre-reading the Magician's Nephew. And then, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So I printed Carmen's new planner out, because I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to show it to you. It's on her page. She has a full walkthrough of it. She's bound it and everything, and it looks so beautiful. I just printed it out right now, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to bind it together. But I'm specifically using this planner for the home. This is going to be like, I can put it in a binder and have like my home binder, but this is going to be specifically for the home. So this is going to be for doctor's appointments. It's going to be for like my chores that I need to get done, things of that sort. But if you look here, she has it set up. Let's see here. So she has a rule of life already set up. So it's the daily one. So you have your morning, your afternoon, and your evening. And then there's a separate section here for notes. And then she has the rule of life weekly. So for instance, my weekly setup is Monday is to catch up on laundry. Tuesday is usually to dust and vacuum all of the rooms in the home. Wednesday, I typically do both bathrooms. So I clean them completely, mop floors, wash the rugs. Thursday is my kitchen day, because Friday is when I typically order groceries. So I clean out the refrigerator, I wipe down the counter, I take everything off the counters, wipe down the counters, sweep, mop, clean the sinks, all that jazz. And then Friday are my floor days. So Friday is when I sweep, vacuum, and mop the house, like the rest of the house. And then Saturday is usually a day where I do all of our linen, so like our bed sheets and stuff like that get washed Saturday morning, and that is pretty much it. My home is typically clean just by keeping up with one specific thing daily. And then obviously Sunday is a day of rest. And then Monday we start all over again. We catch up on laundry from the weekend. So that is my weekly here. And then she has a monthly rule of life, which is really nice too. I forgot to mention that Saturdays we also do, I leave that for yard work. If we have like yard work to do, or if we have time to do the yard work, we'll do it typically Saturdays. But she also has a monthly rule of life here. So there are like monthly tasks, like washing curtains. What's another thing? Oh, cleaning your washer, like your clothing washer. I typically do that monthly. What else do I do monthly? I'm just trying to think, but I can't really think right at the moment. But so that is the monthly one, and then we have a year at a glance. So this right here, I would set up the same way that I have the one for the school set up, just so that I'm aware, like I have it here for reference. And then she also has another year at a glance, which I really like because you can set this up for like birthdays, feast days, if you wanted to. She does have a separate section in here for feast days, which is really nice. So as you go into it, so like you have January here. I'm going to start mine at July, but I'm going to just show you her January. So what I really love about this is I can incorporate this into homeschooling because it has the most, like for instance, January is the most holy name of Jesus. The prayer for the month, so like you can pray this all month long with your children. Feast days, important days, novenas if you want to start a novena, habits and goals, tasks, and then there's another like monthly overview, like a note section here. And then it goes into the month. So it would look like that when you open up. So I just kept it really simple. She has a bunch of like notebook pages, like extra pages that are like dot grid where you could take notes on things. But I kept it super simple because I just want like a home management binder. That's all I really wanted. Something to manage the home with. And then this is going to be used as the kids' like record keeping. So that is pretty much it for where I'm at right now planning the Kind Kingdom. I do have a few other things that I do need to get done. I need to finish reading The Magician's Nephew, finish taking notes on that. And what else do I need to do? Oh, I need to go through the first month, figure out what week I need to order things for my groceries. But other than that, this has been a very simple planning. Okay, so I've already divvied up math lessons, vocab lessons, Spanish lessons, religion, and that's pretty much it that was extra that I added into the Kind Kingdom. So that's pretty much it. I've also sectioned out the notebooks. I've gotten those ready for what we're going to be using each notebook for. And yeah, so I am almost done, and we have about 2 weeks left before we're going to start. Our official start date is going to be July 11th. And that way it just gives us that ample time to be able to take breaks if we need them. I'm not too focused on like breaks in the first quarter and second quarter. It's more so after I have the baby because I know I'm going to really need them. I know that we might not get through full school days because you have a newborn and you have a toddler, and it's just going to be, a different season. But I am excited for it. I'm still excited to use this curriculum. Like I'm so happy with the change that we made, but that is all that I have to share as of right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I've had a lot of you ask me specifically about the curriculum, and I don't want to post too much because I don't want to infringe on privacy and, you know, I don't want to do any of that because I know that they worked really hard on this curriculum. I'd be more than happy to share with you on Instagram if you want to shoot me a DM. That way I can kind of, you know, show you whatever it is that you're interested in. But that is it all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in the next one.